Hello everybody, it's Em here with the lock video. For this video, I just wanted to share with you my experience with hot oil treatments and then just give you just a couple of other experiences, or just talk a little bit about a couple of other experiences I have had so far with my lock journey. So the first thing was hot oil treatment. So as I've said in my previous videos, if you happen to have seen them, I've been swimming over the summer. I've made sure to rinse my hair off and everything after, or wash my hair after being exposed to chlorine. But I have noticed though lately that my locks are feeling dry. So what I decided to do was do a hot oil treatment on my locks. And to do this, I did this morning, first of all, and then I took this bottle, this exact bottle, and I filled it halfway with coconut oil, and then I filled it a quarter of the way with olive oil, and then I added just a little jojoba oil just because I happen to have some sitting around. I took that in my hand, rubbed it through my hands, or I just, I just poured it in my hand and then rubbed it through, all the way through my locks. As you guys know, I like to run my hands through my locks. And I did that, and then I put on a plastic cap, so to speak, and then I covered it actually with a winter cap to kind of hold in any heat that my scalp was making, so it would stay nice and warm, or it would start to get them warm, I guess. And I let that sit on my locks for about an hour and 20 minutes maybe. And then I took off the cap and everything, and I just shook my hair, made sure to separate, and because I'm semi-free forming, 9 weeks strong, I made sure to separate each of my locks. And then after that, I was done. I'm actually very pleased with the results because they don't feel dry like they did before. And that's my experience with hot oil treatment. So please let me know if you have done hot oil treatment. What did you do? Did you do anything different? Please let me know what that was like for you. Or if you're going to try it, let me know how that goes as well. The next thing I wanted to talk about was something I had meant to mention in my 3-month lock update, which is I had 3 locks in the back that were started from very short hairs in the very back. They're the back 3 that I have. And what was happening was by month 2, I was noticing they were only locking at the ends, only this much of the lock. The lock was about, I want to say this long at that point. And only this much of the lock was actually locked, and it was only at the very end of the lock. And so I needed for the rest of the hair to be more consistent with all of my other hair, because I didn't want them to come unraveled or anything. And so what I did was I just took a few loose strands that I had nearby, and I kind of braided it into the part that was loose. And I did this while it was wet, and then I braided it all the way down to the point where it was locked, and I just left it alone. I did that with all 3, as you can see. It actually locked just fine. I think it actually didn't take hardly any time for those to lock. Maybe took about a month and a half, probably a month and a half for the ones in the back, because they were already locked at the very end. But I just want to leave that as a tip, just in case somebody has a few locks out of their whole head that aren't locking properly. This mostly applies to people who start with comb coils or 2-strand twists. If you have just a few locks, maybe just be a little open to maybe braiding some of those, or kind of doing a partial braid at the end or something to kind of seal that pattern. All right, so that was all for that one. Please let me know what you think of that. The last point I wanted to bring about is kind of piggybacking on one of the most common tips you'll hear in the lock community, and it is a very good one, and it's regarding patience. I wanted to say this because for me, I've learned that patience isn't just about your locks looking a certain way or getting to a certain length, but it's about how you look at your locks in a certain way. I thought, and I'm saying this because when I first started, I saw my locks I was like, okay, with my locks, my roots are going to be fresh. I'm going to have a retwist every 4 weeks, and it's always going to be on point. But as I went on in my journey, I realized I don't like that look. And I mentioned this before, but I wanted to say as it applies to patience, because I started to see a new beauty in my hair before I even met my hair goals. My original hair goals were I want my hair to be, I wanted to be longer, and I wanted them to lock. But I realized just over time, I just am just getting to know my own locks, and that alone has its own beauty. My own hair has its own beauty and its own way of working. And so I just wanted to encourage you all just to be open, for those of you who are kind of early in the journey, just be open to seeing a new beauty in your hair before you even meet those length goals or style goals or whatever the case may be. I really found this so helpful. For example, after my last video I made, the 4-month lock update, I actually had received some negative comments from people in my inner circle, I want to say in my personal life, and they were saying things like, when are you going to retwist your hair? Your roots need to be retwisted. You really should consider this. I've had someone in my personal life say, you just should go ahead and get some faux locks and things like that. But honestly, I was not offended. I wasn't hurt, because for me, I have discovered the beauty of my own hair. I have really embraced it. I am enjoying my journey. I am enjoying my locks. I like not retwisting my hair. I love the way they are. And so that made it so easy to not be offended. That's fine. They don't have to see my beauty that way. But the thing is, I see my hair as beautiful. I see the way it is currently as beautiful, even before it gets to, you know, a certain length or style. So I hope that this was encouraging for someone out there. Please feel free to give me feedback. Let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. You know, comment below. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. And to my subscribers, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your feedback and support. I really appreciate it. Please keep it coming. I love it. And I will catch you guys in the next